Hello, beauty. I am Jennifer Ness Schmid, coming in as Divinely Jennifer, and I'm here to talk about the big planetary news this week, which is Pluto's shift into Aquarius. But first, thank you for your responses and feedback to my first video that I put out about the boundaries, the word for 2024. And to those of you, I put up a blog actually about the Capricorn lunar cycle. I didn't make you a video. So definitely if you didn't get that, please hop on my website, www.divinelyjennifer.com, and get on my mailing list so you don't miss those. There are big reasons, in my humble opinion, why we need to be laser focused on how, why, where, and with whom we set boundaries this year. And much of it has to do with Pluto's shift into Aquarius, which is this week's big cosmic headline for the next 8 months. And I'll be talking a lot more about that in this video. Even if you don't follow astrology, I invite you, or if you think it's just bogus, I invite you to put your skepticism in your back pocket for a minute. You will be affected by this energy, whether you believe in it or not. And isn't it better to know ahead of time so you can anticipate without being afraid of what's coming? Before I get into the energy of Pluto moving into Aquarius, just want to let you know I've got something exciting to share with you. Do you dislike waiting for the latest blogs and videos to come out? Would you love to have a PDF calendar of all the new moons, full moons, planetary shifts, retrogrades, and major transits for the year in an easy to read monthly format? Look no further, because the 2024 Divinely Jennifer Astrology Calendar is now available. Yay! And with the calendar, you also get a master list in Excel format of these same transits so that you can easily sort and filter them if that's your jam. When you purchase the calendar, you'll also receive a promo code for a coupon on your next session so that you can better understand how all these shifts and changes apply directly to you. And you can purchase that calendar at www.divinelyjennifer.com/coffee. That's spelled KOFI. And I'll post the link below in the captions also. Okay, so let's talk about those boundaries. This Saturn-day, Sunday, for those of you in the Eastern Hemisphere, marks a huge shift in the energy of the cosmos. Although we can't see it directly in the sky with our naked eye, we'll be seeing its energy playing out over the next 20 years and beyond. On January 20th at 5:56 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, Pluto, the planet of war, wealth, death, rebirth, sex, transformation, and power, shifts into Aquarius until September 1st, 2024, when he briefly dances back to 29 degrees, 38 minutes of Capricorn. He'll make his final sojourn into Aquarius in this lifetime on November 19, 2024, which you would know if you had the 2024 astrology calendar. He won't return to Aquarius until 2243. So what does Pluto shifting into Aquarius have to do with boundaries? How does it relate to the Capricorn lunar cycle and our soul's purpose? Boundaries don't exist in a vacuum. We must have values to create boundaries. Values such as love, gratitude, sovereignty, trust, compassion, service, etc., etc. Values are personal, and they can shift and evolve as we mature and experience life. Setting boundaries means having values and then living your life with integrity and without compromise in accordance with those values. I'm going to say that again. Setting boundaries means having values and then living your life with integrity and without compromise in accordance with those values. Now, one of the great challenges for us empaths is to not allow other people's values to overshadow our own, which leads to leaky or non-existent boundaries. This makes us a prime target for narcissists and others who like to live like parasites and off of others' energies. However, let's make clear that it is absolutely possible to love unconditionally and still set boundaries. Parents do this every day, right? We endure the temper tantrums and the arguments to teach our children lessons based on our values. We want the children to value and embody our values, which we think are important. As kids become teenagers, as they get older, they start to uncover their own inner values, and these may conflict with ours. This is part of the reason why we often fight with our tweens and teens, as they're pushing the bounds of everything because of their developing value system. Pluto in Aquarius will force us to get crystal clear on our values and how we create goals around them and how we create boundaries around them. Why? Because the low frequency shadow sides of our society will use digital manipulation in an attempt to usurp our personal and collective power. What does that mean? It means that people can use, as we all know, people can manipulate videos and audio as a way of trying to take our power away. Like if you've ever gotten one of those phone calls, it's supposedly your daughter or your son, they've been kidnapped because somehow they got the audio off of Instagram or TikTok or somewhere on social media. That's baby manipulation compared to what could potentially come with Pluto and Aquarius. So technology equals Aquarius, manipulation and power equals Pluto. So we'll see manipulation of our power through technology. Well, they're going to try anyway. You don't have to let them. This is a big reason why I keep harping on boundaries for 2024. We must be clear on who we are, what our purpose is, and what our values are. Because with Pluto and Aquarius, boundaries get blown out of the water. If we don't have strong boundaries, then it's easy to fall prey to digital manipulation and the propaganda, fear, polarities, and division that so deeply permeate our culture. If we don't have values or our values are wishy-washy, then we can't have boundaries, and it's easy to be manipulated or swayed one direction or another. When you don't know where you are going, when you don't know who you are and what your goals are in this life, then you may find yourself surrounded by people who contribute nothing to your life or where you are going. An unconscious mind leads to an unconscious life. When we learn from experience, however, how important it is to be conscious of our thoughts, values, and ideals, it can empower us for the future, a better future. For example, many nurses I meet, when they find out about my background as a naturopath, they take me to a room and they tell me behind closed doors, or they close the curtain or whatever, and they whisper in my ear that they regret getting the COVID jab, that they wish they hadn't let themselves be persuaded or manipulated to do it. They feel tremendous shame for not having listened to their intuition and followed their values around their health and decision making. But they let someone else's fear and their fear of scarcity about being out of work overtake their values. Hey, I get it. You're going to lose your job. You got to put food on the table, a roof over your head. I mean, what are you going to do? However, in the process of all of this, they have learned never to compromise their values again. They are empowered by their experience. And trust me, you do not want to piss off a bunch of pissed off nurses. And that's where a lot of the grace shows up, is in their empowerment. On the other hand, with Pluto in Aquarius, there is also the danger of isolating oneself so much from society that we become a loner. Not interacting with others at all is not the point of this life either. Being crystal clear with who we are helps us to navigate within society. It's going to take another year or so to fully realize and plug into the energy of Pluto in Aquarius. It's not going to hit us all at once, which is a good thing, because it might be too intense for a lot of people who might feel jarred by the changes in their nervous system. And that's exactly where Aquarius energy manifests, is in our nervous system. The shock of some of what we experience at an individual and collective level could cause literal and figurative whiplash to those who are not expecting these changes. It's like, here's Mrs. Jones. She's driving her car peacefully down the road, and then boom, another car comes out of nowhere and T-bones her. She's blindsided, and her entire nervous system from head to toe is going to receive the blunt of the damage from that whiplash, from that shock. In 2023, Pluto dipped his toes into Aquarius at 0 degrees from March to June. He just stayed at 0. He's like, I don't know, I'm just going to check this out. Actually, Pluto doesn't check anything out. He's like, okay, I'm here. Okay, I'm back. I'm here. I'm back. He's like doing this dance back and forth. He's going to dip back into Capricorn one last time from September 1st to November 19th. And yes, that's in the 2024 astrology calendar. Woohoo! During that time, from September 1st to November 19th, he's going to complete his 15-year transformation of systems, the governments, corporate power struggles. And that's why I said to pay attention to the 2024 U.S. election cycle, because it's going to be right at that those last 15 minutes of Capricorn, and it's going to be a doozy. Just saying. In 2024 and beyond, we will have to decide which group to be a part of. Will you honor individual sovereignty, or will you conform to the shadows and fears of the collective? Will you rebel against the status quo if that's aligned with your values, or will you put your values aside to go along with the status quo? Because it's just easier that way. For some of you, it's going to be easier to rebel against the status quo, and for others, it'll be easier to conform. The choice is yours, but you will have to choose. Over the next 20 years, we will experience transformations we can't even begin to imagine now, especially in the Aquarian realms of community, technology, friendship, networks, service, and ideals. I mean, just looking at social media, right? Technology, friendships, community, that is going to shift like we can't even envision. Hopefully for the better, but yeah. Be clear in your values and your soul's purpose, even if they evolve over time, and you will navigate these transformations with grace. Put love before fear, and you can't go wrong. And if you're already feeling blindsided and you can't articulate your boundaries or your values, and you're like, Jennifer, I don't even know how to set boundaries because I don't even know. That's okay, my love. Our astrological birth chart shows us your optimal pathway forward. I invite you to book a session with me at www.divinelyjennifer.com/sessions. Again, I'll post that below. And let's uncover the magic that lies within you. Now, if you love this video, I'd love for you to subscribe, comment, like. I post almost every day content like this on Instagram and Telegram. My handle for both of those is @divinelyjennifer. So it's a win-win if you're subscribing to YouTube, my mailing list, and Instagram or Telegram. I know. Is that too much, Jennifer? I don't know. Is it ever possible to have too much, Jennifer? I love you. I'm Divinely Jennifer. And I hope that 2024, this shift of Pluto into Aquarius, is going to make this the best year yet. Be clear on your values and your boundaries, and you'll get this. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you the next time.